just those like breastplate, and then he'd have like the
wow. Well, how about that cold start?
He-Man. It'd be amazing. He-Man's so good.
What did I agree to?
It's the masters of the universe.
It's not a stream unless Bairnt just keeps going.
Well, I had to finish my story. Greetings, everyone. We're at I forgot about Shaved Face Guy. We were supposed to talk about that too. That's
no context.
Killed.
No context.
We're now live.
Yes.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
So as you can see here, we got Derrick and Bairnt here as normal, and we've got extra special guests. We've got Jen from JenCamPlaysGames.
JenCam's board games. Board games.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not Jen can play board games. I
Yes.
I've heard that.
I can, and sometimes I actually do.
See lots of people here. Hey, Matthew, how's it going? Hey, Chris.
Hey, Pickle.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, Dirty. How's it going?
Sorry,
Mike's
Jen,
here.
sit close to Steve and you might survive.
When in doubt, just look up and shake your head.
You know, it's funny because I'm usually sleeping at this time, so I don't get to usually see the beginning of the show.
Yeah, young kids in your rest. You're supposed to get up at 5.
Hey, Greg.
Tell me about it.
I was actually awake at 5 this morning, but that's a whole different story.
I didn't go to bed till 1:30 in the morning and up at 7:30. You guys in your East Coasties, 8:30.
Because we live in a proper time zone. That's all.
I woke up 45 minutes ago.
You want a proper time zone? Go to Arizona. There you go. No daylight saving time for you. You know, on our honeymoon when we went to Arizona, it was really kind of weird to sit at a bar at 9 o'clock in the morning and have breakfast and have a beer and watch the Vikings game.
Yep.
That sounds like a good morning.
It was really good on morning for our. Then we went and sat by the pool for a while.
That's a good day.
So we're here to talk about a topic.
We play board games.
We play board games today.
Sometimes.
This snack here is all a facade. It's actually a green screen.
We don't actually play games.
I just buy damaged boxes from other people. These
There
are
you
actually
go.
They're all empty. And my life is a lie.
Oh, it's good times. Good times.
If I need some help, you need to wrangle us in.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
So yeah, this is our as much as we can weekly live chat about board games topics, generally the cooperative focus, different topic every week. But this week we're gonna be talking about good and bad responses to crowdfunding mistakes, let's say. So of course, we'll be talking about some unfortunate ones, but we're going to try to focus a little bit on the good ones because
I
it's
had
easy to
a
talk
really
negative,
good
but
one.
yeah, it's good. It's good to like talk about like, well, what can people do about it? Like, what's a good response in this area? So
I have a one-word answer to that, but that would make for a very, very short episode.
This might be a short stream anyway, so we'll see.
Turn the podcast into a 10-minute extravaganza, and that's it, done.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. We're here to talk about a topic. Here's the topic. Oh, here's the answer.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go watch the Marvels. Have fun.
Oh, then I could go do homework even faster. Yay! Let's talk longer.
So what's the company that? Well, Jen, open it up. Let's let our guest open it up.
Well, should we start with the?
Yeah, let's start
or
with
what prompted it? Maybe not say everything that happened, but because maybe we should end on a good note. But I got a situation where what I wasn't about. For a game that recently funded, and there was some problems, but the way they handled it was amazing. And when I was asked what, if I had any topic ideas, I was like, oh my gosh, because this was so amazing how, what happened. And it was ironic as crap, but in contrast, we're going to go to the other one. There is a project I backed years ago. I backed at $1. And then when it went to the pledge manager, I got the game I got $100 worth of freaking dice trays, and it's been years. They completely do not do updates on their Kickstarter. They have an employee that can't make the updates, that just kind of is in chat or in the message section, trying to talk to people like, I know as much as you all. They still went to Essen. They still went to Gen Con. I did not get arrested at Gen Con when I went to their booth. And when I went to the booth, I'm looking at these beautiful dice trays that they're selling.
Oh boy.
And
So they just kind of dropped the ball. Yeah.
The person at the booth was like, "Oh, great deal. If you buy whatever, you could get whatever." I was like, "Yeah, I backed them." And then he mumbled something under his breath, turned his back, and walked away.
Oh.
Wow.
And I did not go to jail.
That sounds like a very good way to handle the situation.
Yeah.
So this happened last year because there was radio silence from them. And then we got to con season. And then we start getting updates. They're like, "Oh, we are so sorry. We've been having mental health issues and all of this, but everything's about to go on boats by October." And I don't mean this October, I mean last October. And we're going to start doing updates. As soon as Essen ended,
they went back to radio silence
until this past August. Oh yeah, Kiddo was with me, and then after we walked away, I was like, "See, I didn't get in trouble. It's okay." Because but it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. You've taken $170 of my money and then try to sell me the item that I've already paid for.
Yeah.
And then walk away from me.
Yeah, and it's interesting to try to think about how to handle. Not you handle it well. There's no reason to escalate,
Right,
but
right.
I think it's more how do you handle that stuff going forward, that when people who've invested, I don't even want to call it, whether invested or donated is the word you want to use to.
Oh, it's spoiler alert. This is how to not handle problems in your Kickstarter.
How do we as a community hold them accountable for that stuff, so that they and make it more widely known that these practices are in play, right? I mean, that's an interesting thing to
I have talked to a very large content creator that said they will never work with them again because of situations too. So I'm like, well, at least there's that, because I kind of found out about the game from that content creator.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
I didn't tell them that. But I mean, it's been years, and I think there's maybe 16 updates ever, from during their campaign to after, and we're going on 3 years, and it's it's not a big game. It's not like ISO Fairy and Guard where you have like a lot of stuff. It's a small game.
Yeah.
And you're selling my dice trays at Gen Con. Those were my dice trays, by the way. Those were mine.
So were they at Gen Con, if someone paid for it, could they take it with them then?
No, because
so they were just
everything's shipping soon. Shipping soon.
Oh, they just had the product.
We'll be on boat soon.
Yeah.
Physically, but you buy it. Okay.
Yeah, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like I'm not gonna hide behind the company name, but it sounds like Mythic. Where they had the paradigm of, we will fund a game with another game. For them, it's there could have been some type of monetary mismanagement, whatever that looks like, it doesn't matter, but they're trying to gain money so they can pay for delivery, especially if they're showing up at conventions. Because if they're grifting people, after Kickstarter they vanish.
Yeah.
Right? So it sounds like they're not doing the best thing in terms of non-communication, but they're trying to, and I'm not trying to give them an excuse. It's more,
I can't imagine how expensive it is to go to Essen as a publisher.
Those booths are super
that's where
expensive.
our money went.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got a couple vacations.
Yeah.
So when you were telling the story, I was thinking something different, because I've heard this, a lot of publishers run into this situation where the backers have yet to receive their games. They'll be there shortly, but convention season's here, and they have product that they can sell. Do you sell that product, right, at the convention when the people who supported your project haven't gotten their product yet?
Well, and I think the previous argument, because they've had the dice trays before, so the dice trays themselves aren't new.
Right.
I think so. The first year of conventions, it was like, this was the product we hadn't sold yet. This isn't the ones coming in from the Kickstarter. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine. I get that, because you don't have enough to send out to all your backers, and we'll get ours. Fine, whatever. But that was years ago. So you can't be still selling all, like, it has to be coming from somewhere still.
Right. Yeah, your situation's very different than that, it sounds like, because, like, I know from a storage standpoint, that's cost money, right? If you have all this product and you're just holding on to it, as opposed to, here's an example product, go buy more of our stuff later, right? That's completely different.
Yeah, you know what?
Which I completely agree with your situation. And but I'm trying to think as you're telling the story, like, what are the highlights of the issues here? And one thing I hear a lot is lack of communication. I think communication is like the bare necessity you can do for people supporting your projects, right?
Yeah. When it comes to what you're talking about, Steve, a lot of the times the communication is what makes it okay. I know this is going to sound, because I would like to imagine that most likely every small publishers, especially, their goal is to get that game to you before conventions. But we've all know that sometimes little things happen here and there. We always read them in the comments, and if people are communicating with us, we'll know about it too. And a lot of times the community is a good community and is going to give them a little leeway to an extent, right? And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, your game is shipping on this boat. Just sit right back at your tail, right? For like this 3-month tour as it kind of gets to you, right? Which we all know and love, the 3 month tour of here comes the game. It's on a boat. It's going to get to the shipping hubs. It's going to get to you eventually. It's coming. Oh no, 1 month early is convention season. We have a bunch of these in our warehouse because we had them shipped over to be able to sell at maybe a convention, but can we? And so I've always found those publishers do usually reach out and say, hey, at least I've experienced more often than not. I know you guys haven't gotten your games yet. Would you mind being able for us to be able to sell these at the conventions? And more often than not, the community is nice enough to be like, totally, man, we want you to succeed.
Right.
Well, otherwise you wouldn't have been in the first place, right?
Well, I have another one that did the same thing, is that they did sell the game at Essen. I don't have my copy. But if that's what they needed to do to survive, because, delays or whatever else, and they don't want to have to hold on to the stuff for a year, go at it. Like, I want you to succeed.
Yep. And that's
okay. If that's what you need to do.
But that is part of the clarity part of it, right? Like, hey, I need to do this to succeed, right? As opposed to, like, if you don't formulate that way,
then you know what happens. You get pictures on social media going like, look at this. X company is selling blank and I haven't even got my game yet.
Exactly.
And here they are without, I could, if I'd have known they were doing this, I wouldn't have backed in the first place. I would have just bought it at Gen Con. Like,
that happens. That happens a lot. It happened with Marvel's Zombies, right? They released Hero. They didn't say that they were releasing a retail version that wasn't the Kickstarter stuff.
Didn't they do that with United too?
Yeah, United hit the market.
They did it with United as well. And what they ended up doing was someone was like, "Hey, why am I seeing this for like $30 when backers are having to pay like $500, $600, thousands of dollars for their game?" And then they had to come out and say, "Hey, this is just the Heroes Resistance retail bare minimum, not what you pledged." So that all amounts down to communication, but I'm gonna approach it from a different. I'm gonna be the other side of this, right? So y'all are like, well,
you're gonna come at me again, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Like Bairnt was saying, hey,
Derrick always takes the other side, and he always likes to make me a bad man.
So now he's gonna start coming after me because now I'm here. You're safe now.
Let me do it. Y'all don't know. Let me do it. So
I'm going back to bed.
There's sides of like where Bairnt was saying, well, he wants to believe that people are inherently good and they're trying their best to get you their game. And I'm
It's the
saying people
Midwestern
are
thing.
terrible. People are bastard cover bastards with bastard filling. And
We're
I feel that
Midwesterners. Everybody's nice, everybody's happy. We always take both sides of everything. Everybody is to the right. Nobody ever does anybody wrong.
but I feel that there needs to be a also to that, where yes, there are people in the community who want the best, want you to get their game and want it, but there are also people who are out to grift. There are also people who mismanage funds.
Yep.
There are also people that come at you with an idea instead of a full game, and those people fall into that bucket of everybody is doing their best, and then we excuse even their behavior. For a specific company, they've fallen into that bucket of, we need, as a community, we need to forgive them, we need to be okay. And I'm like, no, this company has mismanaged funds, it has taken advantage of you, and at every turn it is extorting you for more and more money, that by the time you hit the sunk cost fallacy, you have spent over $1,000, maybe more dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that while we talk about people trying to do their best, developers trying to do their best to get, especially indie devs, to get the game to you, we also have to be cognizant and wary of the other devs who aren't, right? Who don't communicate,
Mm-hmm.
or if they communicate, they say soon, right? And soon turns into almost 3 years. There's another game that's targeted at for me.
Oh, but here's my question. You keep saying like here's another game that's targeted, and I tried to like not be a horrible mean witch. But at what point though, as people that do what we do we owe people in chat or anybody else to know, hey, stay clear of this company because you will get screwed?
I think there's an honesty that I can only speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for Steve or Bairnt, but for myself, I think there's an honesty factor in it for me, that if I see trends of things, I say, if I see it, I say it.
Yeah,
right?
this one has trends.
It's not me saying, okay, well, I'm tearing down this company. It's me presenting facts.
Yeah.
And data. And if someone else disagrees with that data, that's okay. Then they can back and do whatever they need to do. Or if the data changes, then I'm more than happy to say, hey, I was wrong. But I do a lot of research on this stuff to make sure that when I present that data to, and like I could talk to Steve and Bairnt in chat and just say, here's my unfiltered thoughts, right? But when I go to talk to people about, hey, there's this game coming out, I need to make sure I understand the whole picture so that I can give the proper info on it, bad and good. So saying what we don't owe that to anyone in the community because we're all people and we can all research it. But I would prefer that if someone is going to look at something I'm doing, that they have all the information that they need.
And I think it's
to make
harder to deal with that when you've got smaller companies that haven't proven themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's where just there. I know there's companies out there that if it's like, hey, we're doing this game, it's going to be fantastic. And if they don't get it to people on time and it takes months or even a year to get this to people, totally fine. We know you're going to do it because you've proven in the past you're able to do it. Sure, it might be late, not a big deal. I think it's way harder on the beginning companies because their goal, of course, is to always get this game to you, we hope. And if it doesn't, people instantly start without. I think that's when communication comes in. Without communication, you're going to start getting a lot more negativity.
Yes.
Where you have the communication, I think you get a little bit more of relaxing. But and I've noticed that the bigger companies, though, it almost does. They'll put out things all the time. What's this? This is a pink cell phone. My wife has that same case.
Yeah, the latest update again, right around convention season. Happy gaming, and our next Kickstarter update will be on or before Friday, September 22nd. Last I checked, it's November.
Yeah,
That's how
I
time
think that,
works.
and
Yep.
that's what Barrett's getting at. That's what Barrett's getting at.
And they have
Yeah.
had 21 ever. This funded
Wow.
in 21, June of 21. So even during that's counting their updates during their campaign. They have had this is the 21st.
Yeah, I
So
think
this
that's
is
what Barrett's talking
bad
about.
communication.
Yeah, that's what Barrett's talking about. This is I agree
Well,
with
You
him.
have to have
let me
communication.
let me throw something out there. Like, if they would have said, "Hey, our next communication's coming up," is it better to say? Sorry, let me rephrase this. Hold on.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
think I know
worse
what
to
you're saying.
say we're going to do an update on this date and not deliver, versus not doing an update at all?
So the problem is they don't do any updates, and then they don't want
Mhm.
people to hassle them at conventions because this year I don't think it was a problem, but there was, I think the year before, I think in 2020, people were like in the chat, like, we are getting a group, we are going to their booth, we want to know what's up because they're not telling us anything. And it caused like this big hassle. And like, so people got like blocked from their, so they were erasing everybody's messages, they're blocking people and all of this on social media and all of that. So I think this was literally just appeasement so that people weren't going to their booth and calling them out during con season, because there was literally nothing until weeks before Gen Con. And then it stopped around Essen.
Yeah.
So there was 2 months of, like, yay, we're doing great. Look at this picture of a thing.
Yeah. And
I just want my dice race. I don't even care about the game. I just want the dice race. Do you know how sad I am when I see other people using the dice race? I'm like,
that's called salt.
I am salty AF.
Angie says you have to keep an open mind. You have to look through the words too, because sometimes when you're seeing these, oh, hey, this is what we're doing this month. We did a lot of these new things. We've been working hard on this story to get it to this point. We've been doing some play testing, things like this. I've seen this in games, and everything's honky-dory. Every month they send out a nice little message about how things are moving forward, things are good. And all of a sudden, then you get a month without communication. All of a sudden, the next month you get, sorry, there's no way we can get this game to you. It's like, wait a minute, what? You just
said everything was hunky-dory. And I think that that's it. Like Brian said, there's a difference between bad communication and no communication. I think that the thing that the community wants is honest communication. Right?
Honesty is a big thing. I want honesty.
Definitely.
It's hard to be honest though when you know you're going down and you're hoping and grasping at straws that something might be there.
Well, at this point, if they pulled a mythic and asked me to pay more money, I would just pay more money.
It all depends though, Bairnt, though. I disagree with that. Because
I'd have bought the damn things that
it's difficult. It's difficult because what? It's difficult because their ego gets in the way of them being honest. If you are going down or you are having difficulty, this community has rallied around so many devs who have had issues with funding. Remember Oathsworn, Jamie came out with this amazing video that was like, hey, I'm sorry I'm having to come with y'all with that. Here's the situation. Here are the numbers. Here's what's going on. If you can help, here's the link to do it. Fully funded. Because the community was like, you were honest.
Yep.
You were real. You gave information. You gave data. Here's money. Let's let this vision happen.
Use the extra 15 to get all these games to people.
Yeah.
And I think this is only like a $30 game. It's not.
Then you have companies, and Steve, I'm trying to keep it as positive as possible. But then you have companies who say who don't even come to you with an apology of their mismanagement of your money and say, hey, if you want your game, you're going to need to pay this amount of money. So people are like, okay, I want my game, so let me pay. Oh, sweet. Hey, if you want your game, you're going to have to pay more money. And so that gives you a sour taste in your mouth. And then on top of that, when they cut communication because they're struggling, they have this mental thought that if I come to you and say I'm struggling, that you're going to hate me when data proves completely otherwise. Is their ego getting in the way of being honest. All they have to say is, we thought we had enough, we don't. Here's the situation, what's going on. Here's the data and facts. Here's what we'd like to deliver. And we are coming to you hat in hand, just kind of, can you help out? I want to say 98% of the time, the community will help.
Mm-hmm.
but they are too egotistical or too, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, right? That has this dishonest trend happening to where it's like, okay, well, I'll tell you things are going great and show you proofs and show you all the stuff that's coming through, and then nothing. Right?
So,
Anyway,
I agree with you, Derrick. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in that though. The monkey wrench is, what if the people communicating information to the publishers or whoever running it is being told incorrect information?
David Grohl, that's who sings Monkey Wrench. Go ahead.
What if the people, say that one more time? What if what?
What if the people communicating to the publishers, the information they're getting is incorrect or dishonest?
Then when you find out that the information is incorrect, you share it with the community and say, this is what happened.
I agree.
That is honesty. Right?
The honesty always has to come from the publisher. I agree completely.
Second breakfast, y'all. Second breakfast.
But this is what comes. This is what gets stuff done, and I think that it's like that mentality of, if you treat people nicely, they do stuff for you. It's a crazy concept, I know, but I don't understand why that is so hard to grasp in the world. Period. It's just. If you come to someone and say, I am struggling, and they have the means to help you, few people who are high on themselves will say whatever, but by and large, people will be like, let's help out. You see that all the time in different avenues of societies around the world. Why is this different?
Yep,
because you got an ego?
Because it's the industry itself, and they're talking with higher, like, people in the upper parts of that industry, and they've already asked for help from all these other parts of the industry, and they're not thinking that the people down below us, the community, would be able to help them with what they need. Because
we've given them that. We've given them money. Like, they don't go to the upper people for money. They come to us.
Sometimes they do. I mean, sometimes I know that some Kickstarters do like kind of need extra help from like bigger companies, kind of say like, here, we're really working on this as our thing. We'll raise this much, almost like a Shark Tank concept, right? We're like, we come with this. We need a little bit more or something. Oh, okay, we'll do it. We'll help you, but we get 10% kind of thing from like a big company. You might be able to jump in and help. Like, I know there's been a few games that have had come to fruition. I mean, Orc Warpath, for example, Monolith stepped in and was able to help. Now, what if they would have came to us instead of Monolith and said like, hey, it's been, I mean, again, the same concept that Kanji was talking about. It was years since that game was like, was funded. I mean, their pot went dry, I'm sure. I don't know the whole story behind it. I don't know what happened, when happened, who happened, and how happened. But next thing we know, hey, Monolith is going to take us on, and they're going to fulfill your Kickstarter. Sweet. That's awesome. We're all excited. That's great. What if it would have been the other route? What if they would have came to us and say, hey, you know what? We've been working so hard to get this game to you. Everything's been doing. Here's full transparency on everything we've done. Here's our ledger, let's say. And this is what we did. Everything except for that like one space where they put the white erase marker that said trip to Bermuda after the crowdfunding. Because
trip to Essen.
Other than that one that they crossed out of their ledger, the rest of it's like obviously things that they were really working to get this game out there, but they were mismanaged, maybe not mismanaged, but just didn't expect the scope.
And that happens.
Came to us and said like, hey, if we could get $15 from every pledge person, we can make this happen. But instead they went to, I mean, I'm not saying that's how it could have gone, but they went to Monolith instead.
I think with OrcQuest, the situation was interesting because I was following that one. They were very communicative. What ended up happening was their entire development team left and it went down to one guy. He dragged that thing across the finish line to get it done. And by that time, all the money had evaporated and he didn't have it. So he was saying, I'm going to, he even put up a thing saying, I'm going to shop this around to pubs because I want you to get your game instead of asking you for money. But worst case scenario, I'm probably going to put out something that says, hey, this is where, you follow this journey. We're going to come to crowdfunding to do it. He shopped it to Monolith. The Monolith picked it up and he was like, the stipulation that he put on Monolith was everyone who backed already doesn't need to pay anything to get their game, and they agreed to it. And he fought for that. And that's what we did. We had to pay shipping, but that was it. We didn't have to pay for a new game. And one of the other sweeter deals that the dev did was he was saying, if you didn't go all in and you were a first backer, you're going to get the all in. So He was honest.
Oh, wow.
He was communicative about it. When he went shopping around, he talked to us about it and said, hey, here's the worst case scenario, what's going on and how it breaks down. And lo and behold, people got their games. Crazy how honesty works.
And like you said, if we would have came back to the community, I'm sure that I would think that the community would have probably jumped in, helped. And honestly, I've done 2 plays on my channel. I'm doing a 3rd one already. That game is fun.
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised that the chaos and the stealth works together.
Yeah. But I think that it all boils down to this. And maybe you're right, Bairnt, that the publishers, whoever, or they're looking at somebody else who has a quote unquote successful campaign and saying to themselves, okay, well, we don't need to be apologetic. We don't need to be this. We're a company. Our game is good. So therefore, either we extort them for more money or we don't say anything because they'll get to them when they get to them and they just need to deal with it. Do you... I just always ask people with those mindsets to say, flip that around. And if someone did that to you, how would you feel about it? And if your answer is anything other than pissed, you need therapy.
So obviously, like, before a project is done with manufacturing, before it's on a boat, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. The situation with mine, like literally, I just looked, their October 6th of last year post was manufacturing complete, heading to boats. And then the next update was in July, right before Gen Con. But they've also had interesting situations where, oopsie, stuff happens even after. And for me, I really feel like I'm really lucky when it comes to Kickstarters and fulfillment. So I was one of the 200 backers for Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim adventure game that didn't get their game before Christmas, before the fulfillment center shut down for 2 weeks. I'm like one of 200. Because of course that was what I was going to play during my semester break. So I played Sleeping Skies instead, or Sleeping Gods instead. But
you're wrong.
There was 200 of us that we got kind of screwed because the fulfillment shut down. But here's what you do. They gave us a gift card for their website. I will never use it, but we got something, And I'm like, so now, and I was a little annoyed with it because then it was if I used the gift card to get the mat or something that I hadn't gotten, it was literally the same price than it would have been if I'd done it during the campaign. So if I didn't want to spend that much money during the campaign, I probably don't want to spend that much money now. Maybe something will go on sale for Black Friday and I'll use my gift card, but at least they did something. Right. And that wasn't their fault. That was, the fulfillment center shut down for whatever reason. So that was kind of out of their control, but at least they still tried. They communicated and they're like, hey, here's a $50 gift card you'll never use.
Kingdom Death Monsters on sale on Black Friday.
for under what's the sale price on that thing?
$3.99. No, I have no idea. I don't actually know. I think
my liver? You don't want my liver.
$3.50, I think, on Black Friday. And not only that, every Black Friday they open their pledge manager to anybody who wants to pledge for the game for anything that hasn't been fulfilled yet.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
And I think that the at the heart of all this, I think that's the big part is that, people say that what's going on, what's happening when we talk about, the state of the industry and all that other stuff. It all boils down to one issue: a lack of honesty, a lack of true honesty, right? Because if you're honest with yourself and you're honest with the people who is supporting your dream, then a lot of things gets resolved. Yeah, a lot of things get resolved very easily. But for whatever reason, ego gets in the way, pride gets in the way, whatever it is, or
fear,
or fear. Thank you. Or fear gets in the way.
What people are gonna say.
Yeah, fear of what gets in the way.
What are people going to say if you're not honest with me?
You wonder where that balance is. You kind of wonder, like, do I tell them? Like, do I really tell them where we stand right now? And this could like totally, like, my dream could all of a sudden just go on flames as people just all of a sudden bring fire and brimstone. But like Candy said, if you're more honest, more often than not, things do actually work out in the end, hopefully for you. I mean,
and I think that if those things get in the way of what people are going to think, then do we then question the research that they've done or their involvement in this community? This is not an isolated incident of community members helping each other out. It's not an isolated incident. It's not, oh well, we'll do that for this one game that's like that's going to cost a ton of money, but not for an indie dev. It's by and large, it's every single time someone's been honest, they've gotten help. And I don't understand the mindset that people have that think, oh well, I don't need to do this, or what will they think of me? Like, have you been in the community at all? It answers that question for you.
So I agree with everything you're saying, and I would
Steve,
throw
you're
in
here?
a third factor, because to me it's three factors.
a little bit. He plays a lot of stealth games, so he just hides.
Steve, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, honesty needs to be there. Communication needs to be there. And the other one that shows up a lot is proactiveness.
Is what?
Proactiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Bairnt.
And so I think this, I want to tie this into what happened, because I know Jen and I were involved in this campaign. I think this was a really awesome approach to a good response to mistakes that happen. So I'm going to transition that real quick. So this is a
mistake
tiny
not
epic...
in their control.
What's that?
And it's a mistake that was not something that was completely out of their control too.
That's correct.
Yes,
So,
it was. This is amazing. I will buy almost every game they come out with in the future now.
Oh, I'm a collector of tiny epics. So.
And I know. Well, I know you're definitely in for the next one for sure.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. So anyway, so this is Tiny Epic Crime. The Gameland Game is the one that publishes this product line. And I guess what happened is they had a theft situation, which is very ironic considering the game is Tiny Epic Crime, so to say the least.
Crazy.
And so through the comment section, through browsing things, they found that someone was selling cartons of and this is the picture of the game, right? Here's what you can sell, and on the top you can see there's the product, Tiny Epic Crime, up there, and they're like, wait, what's going on? And just about the same time, they heard from a distributor that, hey, we are missing product. And so putting two and two together, this is within a couple of days. Like, they went out and tried to see, hey, let's see if we can confirm it.
They flew out. They drove out there.
Yeah, they actually went out there. So down here, here they are with the police officers. They actually went to the site that they can remind them to locate this, and the police went in, talked to the guy, and lo and behold, make long story short, I can send you a link to this if you guys want to see this. It's a very interesting story.
It's the best
lo and
update
behold,
ever.
They got their product back, right? And so
Stolen edition!
Stolen edition, exactly. So yeah, I thought this was a really nice way. Not only is this being honest, like, hey guys, we just found out about this, but being about that, but this is also being proactive, like, hey, we're going to act on this now, right?
If you could scroll back up to the top of the update, which I mean, this is like the fact that they did the whole like comic strip, like
the comic strip,
comic strip to kind of start explaining what happened. I was reading this and I'm just like, so even just the creativity to make like whatever was amazing. Like, this is how you handle things. And even before they found out the product, what happened, they were still, because I had the emails or whatever, they're like, we are sending you guys games. So they were going to take their retail stock or whatever, and out 2,000 copies of the game. And I mean, plus all of our extras.
Right.
Like, how much money could they have lost than paying for the shipping for it and sending out that many copies of the game, of their product or whatever? but they were going to make sure we got our games. And luckily they got all this like within that same window, like a week, got the information of what happened.
Yeah, so it was really interesting situation that I'm glad it turned out for the good here. But anyway, I just want
a
to point
stolen
that out,
edition sticker though.
I know we were talking about this topic a little bit, Jen, off camera here, and on how amazing that story is, and well, ironic too. But like, I think this is the other factor. Ironic. Like, honesty is definitely here. They're obviously posting this update right as soon as they can. But they were also being proactive, being like, "Hey, man, let's try to explore this right now, get as much information as we can, because backers are going to ask questions. Because if they would have came and said, "Hey, by the way, we're missing shipments. We're going to look into it." That's fine too, but it's even better that they took a day or two and did as much as they could. Right? They even went to the site, like Jen you mentioned here, to investigate this. So I don't know. That was a really cool way of sharing this.
And like you said, even the proactiveness, like the fact that they immediately were like, "We will make sure you get your games." This wasn't and it was quick. Like they didn't say, "Oh, let's see if we can figure this out." It was okay. We have these new people fill out this form. There was also some other weird things going on, possibly with shipping, people getting charged shipping, which wasn't supposed to happen. They're like, if this has happened, fill out this form. If you haven't gotten your product, fill out this form. And then they're like, I got the email, like, we will send you your game and nothing more for you that you need to do. And then the following week, when the games were going to be shipped out anyway, was when this update happened. Yep. So, I mean, they were boom, boom, boom proactive. Like they didn't pause.
But what was interesting is the kickoff to this entire chain of events, right? Which goes back to kind of what we were all been talking about. The community saw it first, and the community told the devs, to which this kickstarted this chain of events.
Yes.
Hey, look, your community cares about you.
They want you to
succeed. Yeah. If they see something funny, they'll say something.
I need to know.
Someone.
I do not own a tiny epic game.
Someone in a couple people in
a Facebook marketplace. People in Facebook marketplace community saw the games, like in the pallets, whatever, being up for sale.
And they contacted the company.
Yeah, and then the company contacted the police, but then the police were kind of like, yeah, whatever. But I think they went up to the mayor.
The company went big on that one. But it started with, like Jen said, community members who were waiting on their games saw that on Facebook Marketplace, and they were like, they contacted the company, Tiny Epic, to just kind of say, hey, what's going on? We're seeing this here, which kickstarted the chain of events that led to them finding these stolen pallets and getting stuff back. But it started with this community that people have this that we need to be more comfortable being part of, right? So
some of these are like real pictures from like Facebook.
Yeah.
And update. It's like real and not real. I don't know anything about this because like I said, don't know how to. My wife would love me to own every tiny epic and sell every large epic I've got back.
Yeah. One of my Discord members, Janet, she was part of this as well, and she posted the article, and she was like, "This is crazy." So I said, "Okay, well, I trust Janet," so I popped in to read it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is insane!
It's incredible!" I'm just gonna unbox it while we're here.
Robin, yes, your wife would love that.
Yeah, she would love me to sell all my major epics. And
tell her then that she has to keep the big Cthulhu.
The inside of the box is so pretty.
Oh, that's nice.
Don't get me started with the Cthulhu. I do not need more fire and brimstone today, Derrick.
No. Did I kickstart a fight from previous?
Now I have to clean more of the house this afternoon. No, I'm kidding.
Speaking of brimstone, aren't you don't you have something for Shadows of Brimstone that you were trying to do or something?
Lots of Shadows of Brimstone. It's all over my desk. It's in my blue tubs.
That's a lot of Shadows of Brimstone.
Are you gonna do more Shadow of Brimstone content?
at some point.
Not that I'm one to talk because I haven't even started my.
Soon, TM.
Soon.
Yeah, so okay, so Shadow Brimstone's a big game, right?
Yeah.
And someday I'll get to it. The good news about Shadow Brimstone is it's one of those wonderful games that has an absolutely fantastic community. It's like, again, one of those like communities that are just always embrace everything that everybody does for this community. When it comes to painting the miniatures, playing the games, coming together and doing stuff, Shadow Brimstone's community is absolutely amazing. And so I know I haven't gotten to the Frost Giants extravaganza yet, but in the future I will get to it. And I know that when I get to it, they will be there waiting for my playthrough and super excited to do it because I'm going to be super excited to play it. But I want to make sure I get everything painted and done before I can actually play it. So my family and I usually watch some shows like Survivor and what else do we watch? We watch Lego Masters. We watch like all these fun like reality TV shows. And I sit and put miniatures together for Shadow Brimstone. Almost done with almost every miniature from that Kickstarter. Then I have to paint them. So we're working on that part. Once we get that done, then it's actually going to hit. I've got the heroes done, but I haven't gotten any of the monsters done yet. And the only reason I was able to get all the ones from this one done was it the Forbidden Fortress, is because we all went on COVID vacation, and I had lots of time on my hands being furloughed from work and painting the Forbidden Fortress miniatures.
Oh no!
Have you shared those images anywhere for the ones that you painted, Bairnt?
My frost giant broke.
Some hot glue will take care of that. Don't worry about it. Hot glue will take care of that.
I was gonna say, I was like, mine's painted.
Now it's in two pieces. Look on the bright side. There is a glue point down there. I'm super impressed. That's awesome looking.
This is like for Shadows of Brimstone. It's like the only thing I've ever painted, except for those poor sad spaceships I painted. Like, that was quite pathetic. But I did paint like all my Shadows of Brimstone.
Where do you find the time for that? I barely have enough time to sit down. Let alone paint anything.
I
should try painting one of these days.
It was all speed paint.
I think Bairnt, I think that's just a calling for you to have Steve on your paint stream so he can actually grab some paint and paint some minis.
I'll coordinate that with Kim and make him paint.
Make him paint.
Chain him to the table and like put a brush in his hand and
just like wrap it around.
Tape it around.
Put the thing on his eyes to keep them
on
open.
his eyes.
Kim's standing behind him with like a cudgel.
Oh, she's got like a cow prod. Paint that picture.
Cattle prod.
Well, I couldn't think of anything else that electric stick. I normally don't know anything about electric.
It's one of those roads that move.
We got a lot of cows in the Midwest that go moo.
Kim said, "Not that kind of show, Bairnt."
Oh boy, here I go.
Oh my god, you guys, it's not even noon.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Oh, okay, Steve, no cattle prods. We'll go without the cattle prods.
Well, she's
next
saying not
actual
on
live
stream.
right?
She's saying not on stream.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I think just my conversation, I think we're probably done with the topic. So, yeah.
Did I tell you what one of my friends said this year or this like last few weeks? I might not know if I told you the story. So we were working at work and the radio was on, and we were listening to the Elvis station, right, from iHeartRadio, which then plays other things, right? It's just like any like Spotify station you put on, right? And so there's a song that came on called "Let It Be." Have we all heard this song? We've heard the song "Let It Be," right? It's a pretty well-known song, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this person turns and looks and goes, "Oh, this is one of my favorite Billy Joel songs." I went, "What?" And the doctor I was with looks at me. I look at him. We both look at this person like, "This is the Beatles." "Oh, really?" "Oh, I thought, I had a lot of piano. I just thought it was Billy Joel." I'm like,
Because he's the only one that plays the piano.
What? So, yeah. Again, I was like, I have these moments, I think, every week where something happens. I'm just like, what?
Well,
I don't even know what to say to that.
We actually didn't. We just kind of looked there and said, this is, like we said, this is the Beatles.
I just have to understand, was this the Sun Lady? I have to draw correlations with the Sun Lady.
No,
I need to know more
it's always
about
different people. Always different people. Always different. This is the best part. It's almost like the nurse that wondered why I bought a 3D TV when she doesn't understand that because not like anything else is in 3D. And then that was another what?
What?
Sure.
What? I swear, Bairnt, every week.
Yeah, about once a week, like you know.
Could have been worse. Could have asked, "What's Beatles?"
I would have had to leave the room then. Like, I'd just be like, I'm done with this. Honestly.
Jokes on you! Had never seen Ghost Rider.
That's right. That's right. Jokes on you! Have never seen Ghost Rider. See, those are the kind of what moments in my life.
We love you, Colin.
You missed the one this week on my script. Oh, I think I put it up. Did I put it up yet? I don't know.
You haven't pasted it for us to see.
Where we were playing the the Cthulhu Death by Dying. I'm like, what? All of a sudden, Colin goes, no, you got the twins. I go, oh, which one? Tomax or Zaymot?
He didn't know that.
And he goes, blah, 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 blah. And I go, no, this is what I have to work with every week. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I just go, G.I. Joe. He still goes,
oh my gosh,
oh
Brian.
my gosh, Brian. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Brian had an argument with someone about which was closer, the sun or the moon.
What? Again, we get the what moments in life.
Yep.
I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I'm done. I'm done.
No, Jen. We need you because questions like this are happening. We need you.
I can't teach all the subjects. I can't teach all
the masses. The masses.
Oh gosh. Good stuff. I thought I'm very skeptical about humanity being dumb, but much worse than that. Yes.
It is amazing sometimes.
I thought,
Anyway, I think it's about.
I say something where people go, "What?"
Okay, so this is not as bad as not knowing the Beatles, but I'm in class the other day, and it's our teaching social studies, teaching history class or whatever. And one of the girls, she gets up to do her thing. She's like, so I just learned about this thing and I just think it's fascinating. Does anybody know, because we have to present, or heard of mutual destruction?
Mad. Mutual assured destruction.
Destruction. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like I was alive during the Cold War. How, like, that is 50% of the 20th century.
Yeah. Stay in school, kids.
But she just thinks this is like the most amazing thing that she just discovered in her life. And I'm just like, I'm literally turned to the person next to me. I'm like, I remember the wall coming down. Like, how does she never heard of the Cold War? Cuban Missile Crisis.
Nothing.
I swear to God, she talked about the Cuban Missile Crisis and everything. I'm like, oh, we this is our last class that we need. One of the last ones before we student teach. How?
Wait, this was an adult?
Yeah, she's one of my classmates.
This is a teacher. This is going to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm. This is my class for teaching social studies.
Solid.
Or history.
Don't worry, my wife says it's a great profession most of the time.
Well, I have my certification test guide. Yay. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, just as like, so, I mean, definitely nowhere near as insane as not knowing the Beatles, but also like in your field, you should probably know about the whole work.
Teachers like, okay. No, they're not. I know four teachers that are personal friends, and I'll say nope, they're all super geniuses, but yikes.
I mean, sure, she's probably only like 22, but I'm also like, but have you studied the 20th century like at all. Like at all.
Yeah, going on instinct.
So let's run around and let's say what's coming up on each other's channels. So Bairnt, you're first. Bairnt, you're first. Do it. Do it.
So I'm gonna do a video on this. It's called Escape Mail. The company, this one, full disclosure, they did send me this. My wife and I are going to do the first one tonight, and then I'm going to do like a little video explaining what these are. For those of you that don't know, my wife and I, and we have another couple that we play these games like they're going out of style. We just got done with this one, the Moon Summit Mysteries. As you can tell by my hat, it was inside the box. We finished that one. I picked that up at Gen Con last year. We play a lot of these escape room like mystery games together. So, but I don't do them on my channel because why would I do that? Hey, check out how you win. Done. Never have to buy it. So I don't do it on my channel, but I do a lot with them. So anyway, doing that. Orc Quest is on my table. I'm doing that. I got my Smog Singers painted, so they're gonna come back. Kingdom Death is coming back soon. I got my Scout painted too. She's ready to go. So she's gonna go out on the board. What else am I doing? I'm doing a live stream on Tuesday with Colin. We're gonna do Innsmouth. I had to stop.
Innsmouth. Innsmouth. Do it. Innsmouth.
Otherwise, Derrick would kill me if I go. Ins the mouth.
I've given up. I've given up.
Ins the mouth campaign.
I've heard another content creator say that as they were playing, and I was like,
was it Colin?
No, it
wasn't Colin. Ins the mouth. Anyway, I'm doing that on Tuesday. I don't know what else I'm doing. I really want to get back to Kingdom of Death.
What about Friday, Bairnt? What are you doing Friday?
Well, my wife's going to like us to save. I was going to save that for Derrick. That's Derrick.
Wow, me. What am I doing? I'm doing stuff on Friday. What am I doing on Friday?
Well, and Friday afternoons or evenings somewhere in there, there's probably going to be an update video from Bairnt about D&D, but there's also going to be one on their channel too. Mine's going to be like some foolish. I might sing a song about the 3 hours.
That doesn't sound foolish to me at all.
I always try. Anyway, we're doing Dungeons and Dragons on Friday, and a lot of times I do some random video beforehand. So, Derrick, tell them what they won.
No, Jen's next. Jen, what's coming up on what's coming up on the Queen of Twitch? What are you going to be playing? Oh yeah, that's your moniker now.
Playing study for her boards. Go live and see Jen study.
Yeah, well, I will tomorrow. I'm on Elevation Games. It's Elevation_Games channel at 2 p.m. We will be playing After Us on BGA as part of their Extra Life fundraiser that they're doing this weekend. So I'm excited. It's the first time I've gotten to do an Extra Life stream. So I'm really excited for that. And then on Thursday, I'll be turning in my research sketch on the Chicago Stockyard. So yeah, that's
sweet.
But if you are in Michigan, I will be at UConn in Ypsilanti, Michigan for it's a regional convention on next weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I might be hosting a tumbling dice tournament on Saturday where you could win your own tumbling dice board.
Cool. So if someone wants to partake in Extra Life or donate to that for the stream and the build up and the stuff that you're doing, how do they do that?
So let me see if I can find that link while other people are talking and I can share that.
You're up there.
I didn't think you were going to ask questions.
Derrick just randomly asks you questions a lot of times. And you're like,
I do. I'm the random question asker. I am.
Yeah, because let me see if I could find the link. But it is for Elevation Games over on Twitch.
So, and when is the Extra Life event?
They are doing it right now. They are live playing. But I will be on tomorrow at I almost said 9 a.m. That was today. I will be there tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, cool. So check her out on her channel. She is the I have dubbed her while I've dubbed Steve Babyface Kingsley. Jen is the queen of Twitch board gaming. That is where she will be. So go check her out. She has been dubbed, and Baird's just awesome. So coming up for me,
Crap, I gotta think of something for Baird right now.
no, Baird's royalty. He's
I'll
just
feed
royalty.
his ego a little bit.
For coming up for me tomorrow, I've started a series of I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is on VOD, and I'm going to try to release a video as much as I can as I play that game, so it gives me a lot of time to just play an hour and then release it. So those will be releasing as they come out. Tomorrow,
I wish it was cross-compatible. I'd play with you.
It's not? I thought it would
I
be.
don't think it's cross-compatible with Xbox yet.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because that would be amazing. You have to deal with my chaos in that game.
I would love it. I would love every minute of it. I would love every second of
I'm looking it
that.
up right now.
I need so much more caffeine.
Also Sunday, Cynthia, Kate, and I are beginning our new Arkham Horror campaign that is the Circle Undone. So that ought to be fun. Tuesday, I do have it scheduled to do OrcQuest, but instead I'm going to do Kinfire because the awesome, amazing, fabulous, grandiose people at Foreteller have released their web application for Foreteller Audio. So no longer do you need to download an app. You can use the website to do it. And I will be promoting the heck out of that with they're not sponsoring. This is just, I believe in their product, and I think that they are an amazing group of people.
I'm super excited for that.
Yep. Thomas, you're amazing. Nate, y'all are fantastic. So I am going to be showcasing that on Kinfire on Tuesday. So I'll be making the thumbnail and putting that up today. Thursday, I'm going to be playing something with Pac-Man. I don't know what, but something. Friday is going to be so these really amazing people, right? These people who are, there's some royalty in there. There's some very handsome and beautiful people. Babyface Kingsley is going to be part of it. So they have invited me to GM for them, to be a game master for them for this game that's called D&D. I don't know if you've heard of it, right? I don't know if you've heard of it at all. So we are returning to the Shadow Blades Chronicles, and we are coming up with Chapter 2 to see what has happened to the rest of the crew. That will be Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we will see how that goes. Steve, what you got coming? That was a lot.
A lot of stuff.
Yikes. Sorry.
Let's see. So got going to start a series here on Voidfall, which just a small game, I guess, right? So
not a table beast at all.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Steve poloed us. He was like, "All right, let me show you. This is Voidfall."
Yeah.
Look over here, and he goes, "Oh!"
I'm gonna try to cover that on Monday. We'll see how that's gonna work. It's gonna be very difficult to stream because I don't have a small table, but it's smaller, I would say. And it's just Voidfall is a beast, a table hog for sure. So anyway, that's gonna be coming Monday for a stream. I'm gonna try to get a quick instructional before that. Tuesdays there's a video dropping for Fire Siege, which is a Kickstarter launching on Tuesday. So I'll have a video for that one. Wednesday will be Co-op Corner, so talk about news, which I will definitely talk about Fire Siege and other games launching this week. And of course D&D on Friday, and most likely co-op chat on Saturday. I don't think there's any conflicts we have for that one, so but we gotta figure that one out. So a lot of stuff happening.
I can do on Derrick though.
Who what?
I'll conflict with Derrick. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And D&D. We do have a D&D video in the works. I got to finish editing that one, so that will be a quick recap. Kim's already has the audio recorded, so that should be done soon. So
I am excited.
Okay. Ooh, I think that's it.
Jen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jen, for
Welcome
joining
aboard.
us. It was awesome having you on.
Hi, we can wake up on Saturdays.
Yes, I no longer sleep in anymore now that I'm old. Sunday I wake up. Monday I gotta wake up to. Oh, I don't go work on Monday, but I gotta wake up and get my kid on the bus, so or to school. So yeah, I
You have to follow. You have to follow your kid to school. Yes, yeah.
I have a different announcement. Can I share my other announcement?
Sure.
I got my student teacher placement and I got my first choice after they said they weren't taking anybody.
Oh,
Nice.
congrats.
Congratulations!
That's
Woohoo!
awesome.
Amazing.
So I got the email yesterday afternoon. So
Well, if you're bored and you want to live in Minnesota, I'm sure my wife's school is hiring.
yeah, I did commit to teach. They gave me a lot of money if I agreed to teach in Michigan when I graduate. A lot of money that I don't want to pay back.
Yeah.
I do have one other announcement I should mention too. Speaking of Extra Life, we are doing a giveaway right now, and the giveaway is going to be drawn on Wednesday. So if you want to win a couple games, go check my last Extra Life video for that one. So
Yes.
I like games.
Giveaways are fun.
I like free games.
His wife's last in the video.
we're giving away Mysterium and King of Monster Island. So
Sweet. All right. Cool.
okay,
Steve, I think I have more facial hair than you do right now.
you do.
He needs to keep it shaved. I'm saying. Just keep it shaved.
My
Don't
wife's
worry,
still
I'm not used to it either, Robin. Okay, well, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.